everyone, and welcome to another episode of On That Note. What's crack-a-lackin', everyone? So glad to see that you can make it today. Hey, I just wanted to mention, if you enjoyed this video at the end of it, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family so they can enjoy it too. And if you really like it, you could always subscribe to my YouTube channel in the link here or at the end of the video to stay up to date with all the recent and upcoming episodes soon to come. Got a question in from a guy named Elijah from Peterborough, who asked the question, how often do you scrap a song and get writer's block? Great question, Elijah. Thank you so much for taking the time to ask that question. Really good question. My answer for the first question is never. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, did I mention never, scrap a song. Never do it. Or an art or a blog idea or lyric or beat or anything. Don't ever get rid of it. Every single piece of what you do when you're creating is valuable and it's incredibly important. Let me tell you why. When I was writing a song once, I got a 4-chord progression on the guitar, and it just didn't ring with me with anything else. All I got was 4 notes, and I could just scrap it, just throw it away, but I didn't. I just wrote it down. I thought, whatever, I'm going to capture the moment. If you didn't get that episode, it's episode 3, Capturing the Moment. You should check it out. I'm going to capture the moment, and so I did. I wrote it out, and I think it was something like 8 years later, it turned into a song that I'm actually going to be releasing on a CD that I'm releasing really soon. So I actually really, really enjoy it, and I don't think I would have got that song because I came back to it later. I opened it up, and I said, wow, like, this means nothing to me, but I started playing it on guitar, and I started kind of just trying things out, and all of a sudden, lyrics just poured out, and it just came to me, and I was like, wow, this is good, and I was writing it all down, and turned into this great song, and I'm so excited to release that, and hear what people think about that, but don't ever scrap anything. See, I'm actually excited about it now. Before, I didn't even like it. I didn't understand what it was there for. I didn't even understand the purpose of it, but I needed that. Here's another one. I was lying in bed one night, and I used to have the guitars hanging on the wall like this, but in my bedroom, so it was above my head, and I was laying in bed, and I sneezed, and as I sneezed, after the sneeze, I heard a ring of the acoustic in the guitar. It was ringing through the strings, and it was just some sort of note that was like resonating, like or something, and I actually started humming that, and would you believe it, a song came out of that. Here's another really strange story of how I wrote a song. Talk about where you find your inspiration. I used to be in a cleaning business. I still am, JJS Clean, and I was cleaning a toilet. I was scrubbing a toilet, and I heard the squeak from the toilet, squeaky clean, and I actually wrote another song called The Praise Train from that one, so don't knock anything that you get. I mean, if you hear a squeak from a toilet and that inspires you, hey, it worked for me, you know. Even if you're writing, let's say you're doing electronics or something, you're doing electronic music and you got a beat, but you don't have anything else, don't delete it, save that. And the way that I'd like to say it is, don't scrap it, just wrap it, just like in the title of the video. Don't scrap that video, or that video, that vlog idea, that piece of art, that piece of material you're about to sew, or crochet or knit or anything, or that song you're going to write. Don't scrap whatever it is that you have there that you don't know what it's for, because you have no idea what it's going to be for later on. And if it isn't something, then you're not losing anything. But if you don't wrap it, then you might lose it, and you may never have that again. And what I mean by wrap it is, wrap it up, put it up on the shelf, wrap it up and keep it there for whenever you're going to use it next. Even if it's going to be there for 20 years. I think the most important thing is never, ever, ever scrap anything. Don't throw anything away, because you have no idea what it's going to use for. One time I wrote chords for a song, didn't know what it was for. This has happened to me many times, and years down the road, I wrote lyrics, and I'm looking at both of these at different times, and I'm going, I don't know what this is for, don't know what this is for, and I'm going through all these different songs, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, these chords would really go well with these lyrics and the syllables and the rhythm in this, and the feeling of it that the chords produce would really work well in this song. So then now I put these two things together that are from totally different times in my life, but they actually work. They're meant to be together, and it's because I wrapped it. I didn't scrap it. All right, so don't scrap it, just wrap it. And about your question about writer's block, or I like to call it creative block, because this isn't just for musicians, this is for anybody who's creative. And like I said in a previous video, I believe all of you have something creative inside of you. Everybody has creativity in them naturally. So this is for all of you. Yeah, how often do I get that? All the time. I get writer's block all the time. I've been writing for probably like 15 years now. Yeah, 16 years now. And I've never once remembered a time in my life where I didn't get writer's block. I guess to answer that a question of how often do I get it, I guess I've had to change that question in order to answer that question, because we all face writer's block or creative block, don't we? We all have. So this is a little trick that I've learned over the years that's changed everything for me when it comes to writer's block or creative block, and it might help some of you. So instead of asking, how do I get over writer's block, I changed that question into another question, into this one. How can I find more inspiration? That way it takes my focus off of what I'm doing wrong or what I'm struggling with and what I can't do or what's stopping me from moving forward, and it redirects my focus to finding inspiration. Now, my inspiration antenna, if you will, are more receptive. So let me share with you a practical example. Soccer. I'm a forward. So my main role as a forward in soccer is to keep the ball in the offensive zone. Not in my zone. I'm to keep it in the offense zone, the other team. And my other role is to work with my other teammates to score a goal. So let's say here's a situation. The mid passes the ball up straight through the center into the offensive zone. Now it's in my zone, okay? So now I've got a few options here. One, I can choose to mainly focus on their defensive side, on the other team's defense, and how they're running for the ball, and how I've got no chance to get there in time, and how I'm not going to let that, like, oh, well, like, next time I'll get that. Next time I can get it when it comes back into the zone. Or, two, I can focus on taking a look around me and looking at my surroundings and seeing what around me can help me accomplish what it is I'm supposed to do to fulfill my role in this situation. So I can take a look around and see where the ball is, and I can see where my other two offensive teammates are, my other two forwards, and I can go for the ball, all the while thinking or asking myself, can I get a clear shot to try to get a goal, or should I pass it to one of my teammates? If I focus only on the other team coming towards me, I'm probably going to feel intimidated and maybe choke. And then I lost my chance, and it really is going to be, oh, well, maybe next time. Which may lead to me not performing at my best. But if I realize that there are things, or tools, if you will, in my surroundings that can help me function and do what I'm supposed to do to fulfill my role in this current situation, then why not use them? Or why not try to, at least, or focus on that? These helpful things, in this example, are my foot, in which I can use to try to score a goal, or pass to my other helpful items or tools or whatever, my teammates, and see if that they can get a clear shot or pass it back to me. So like in music or in art or anything else, that's just an example, anything in creative really in general, this applies to that. There are helpful tools and atmospheric inspiration to help you score your goal. Many examples, like sights. So what scenic view is inspiring to you? Some that are inspiring to me are meadows, green, like lush green meadows, forested areas, lots of rolly hills, like places like in Ireland. I love Ireland. And another place for me, I don't know really why this is inspiring to me, but a Catholic church. I could sit outside a Catholic church. I think it's the old architecture of the building, the the huge building, the old cobblestone, the beautiful art, the stained glass windows. That stuff is inspiring to me. I've written a couple of songs outside of a Catholic church before. And sounds, like natural sounds, like crickets and rain and wind and thunder. Believe it or not, I've written songs from natural sounds. Or city sounds even. Like, construction, the rhythm of the construction, sirens, bicycle bells. And emotion, what do you feel like? Or what do you perceive that somebody else feels in a situation? It can also be interpreted into music or art. Touch, smell, music, art, dreams, conversations, TV shows, movies, memories, relationships, so much more. The list goes on. I had to write that down because there was just so much there. But so my advice to you or to anyone out there who's struggling with writer's block is to focus. Change your focus from what you can't do to what you can do. And I can almost guarantee that you will find that you can conquer writer's block easier, you'll have it less often, and you'll be inspired more often. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. So glad you could listen to this video. Just remember, if you liked it, please hit that like button and share. I'd love to hear your comments. Even if you didn't like it, let me know. And subscribe to the video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to send in those questions because you could be on the next episode. So it's great that you guys have already been sending in lots of questions, so I've got lots of stuff to talk about. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think. Please let me know. Thanks a lot for joining me again, and on that note, keep it real.